learn from my mistakes, and forget looking for the perfect productivity app. And I'll share a solution for what to do instead. So a while back, I was looking for ways to keep productivity or my daily task as simple as possible without getting overwhelmed and burnt out, because I tend to do that a lot. I don't know if you relate to that. But there was a point in time when I got into like Notion templates for productivity. The problem is that I would get hyper focused on making everything look aesthetic and look nice, but I wasn't actually getting any work done. I think I idealized some perfect system that was well oiled and working just without me having to do much and thinking, especially with AI and technology. I expected for my system to be perfect, right? Which is a big trap. So the problem is I found there was friction between managing the system and then actually getting things done. So it's funny that technology should be something that enhances our lives, but times like this is where we think maybe that the technology is a hindrance in that it's overcomplicating things. So what I've done and what I found most helpful is to go back to the basics. Yes, pen and paper. It's funny because in college, I used to take notes with pen and paper. Even when technology was advancing, people were using laptops to take notes and stuff. I never got into that much. I tried it, but I didn't really like typing on a computer, even though it's faster. But for some reason, when I write with pen and paper, I feel so much more like the retention of the information is staying with me, even though I would never review my notes or anything. So I've went back to that recently also, and it's been helping a lot. I don't know, there's just something about writing in a notebook that just feels right. So even though a second brain would be more efficient to use as a tool for discovering your ideas, I never go back and read my ideas that often. But when they're in my journal, I'll usually revisit them, and another idea will spark, and it'll help me to be more creative. Another big trap from productivity is trying to cram a bunch of different activities throughout the day, 10 different to-do in the day, which it's just not going to work. I find by the afternoon, my energy is shot and I'm not able to do much anymore. I definitely have to rest. So my recommendation is to plan rest periods in your day, especially if you have a lot of flexibility in your workday, like myself. Make sure that you're planning times and pockets of space to at least sit there with your thoughts and think. And that helps a lot to recharge, because you can't perform with an empty tank, right? Just like a car, just like your phone, you have to recharge to be able to output at full capacity. Just like when you're in the gym and you're building muscle or you're trying to increase your performance, you don't make adaptations in the gym. You make them while you're resting, while you're sleeping. So include that as part of your productivity routine. Yes, it is productive to take a break. Yes, it is productive to rest, to go meditate, to sit and do nothing. Yes, sitting and doing nothing is productive. You heard that from me. Forget anyone who says otherwise. After the morning, I've learned to be a little more flexible with the things that I do. I keep my evenings more open-ended versus trying to plan every little thing. So try that out and let me know how it goes. So yeah, I wanted to keep this video short. I didn't want to ramble on too long. So I'll just recap some of the lessons we talked about. So use a productivity system that's immediately available to you at this moment instead of trying to find the perfect app. Something like pen and paper is going to work perfectly fine. Don't use a new app unless you need a specific piece of functionality or automation. For example, like Notion databases for ranking ideas or sorting through information. Test one app for at least a month before adding a new one. This is just to help reduce the overload of managing a bunch of apps. Plan your rest periods, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes in a time block schedule if that's something that you use. But either way, maybe even after 90 minutes or 60 to 90 minutes of work, you plan a 10 to 20 minute rest period. And finally, allow more flexibility after your high priority tasks are done. So that way, You're not faced with the pressure of getting deep work done for 8 hours a day, because that's not realistic. Even though we have 8-hour work days, we're not working 8 hours. Unless you're doing a labor job, then that's different. But if you use your brain to make money, you're not using it for 8 hours a day. At max, you're probably using it 5 hours but by that last hour, your capacity is going down. That's just a fact. You can look it up. It's science, bro. But anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more like this. And I left some resources down below, a more expanded version of this topic in my newsletter. So check that out if you're interested. And I'll see you in the next video.